turn back, they shall fall and perish at thy presence. For thou hast maintained my right and my cause. Thou sattest in the throne, judging right. Thou hast rebuked the heathen. Thou hast destroyed the wicked. Thou hast put out their name forever and ever. O thou enemy, destructions are come to a perpetual end, and thou hast destroyed cities. Their memorials perish with them. But the Lord shall endure forever. He hath prepared his throne for judgment, and he shall judge the world in righteousness. He shall minister judgment to the people in uprightness. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in times of trouble. It's coming. And they that know thy name will put their trust in thee. For thou, Lord, thou hast not forsaken them that seek thee. Sing praise to the Lord, which dwelleth in Zion. Declareth among the people his doings. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble which I suffer of them that hate me. That thou that liftest me up from the gates of death, that I may show forth all thy praise in the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice in thy salvation.
And all, like the scriptures brought out, all that is for you so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, man. The Lord's gonna do all that for you. He ain't doing it for no other nation, man. He said that his, you get that? He said his throne is reserved for judgment. I think that's what you said.
His throne is reserved for judgment?
Yeah, just keep reading.
Verse 9 of Psalms chapter 9. The Lord also will be a refuge for the oppressed.
Right, who's oppressed, man? These other nations ain't oppressed. Our people are oppressed, man. We're the ones that's getting oppressed every day here in America, man. Why? How are we getting oppressed? We're the only people that's getting put to death out here by these centurions, aka police. We're the only one that's getting double the years. What was that? You telling me about the dude who did the same crime and they gave him lesser years? They gave the Edomite lesser years and the Jake more years?
Yeah, I forget. I want to say it was rape. I think it was rape.
Right. Two people. One was an Edomite. One was an Israelite. Both they committed a rape. The judge gave gave the Edomite less years, and the defense of that was like, oh, he was young, so we don't want to ruin his life. But that other Jake, they gave, I think, what, 20-something years?
Wow, that's a long time.
20 years. They gave. I got my own family member. He got caught with I think like 7 grams of cocaine. They gave him 35 years. But how do these people get these drugs in the neighborhood? That goes back to the so-called white man. They not getting hit with years. Our people was oppressed here, man. We the ones getting fired from our jobs. We the ones getting laid off. We the ones who can't find jobs, man. We the ones who they got it set up. The WIC program, the food stamp program, the Section 8 program. They make it so hard for Jake to get it. But when these other nations get here in America, they get that from the door, man.
Just somebody was telling me something yesterday about them going to the welfare office for one of their clients, and like it's nothing but Jake in there. They got like a policy where it's like no hoodies and shit like that Jake wear, like just to chat, like pretty much to just be dickheads to Jake.
Right.
Like we gonna be in there. We the type of people that need that assistance, and you have that policy for what? Like, exactly. What was the purpose of that?
Yeah, you coming in for help, and they go somewhere, nah, you can't come in here with that hoodie on. That's oppression, man.
Forget the fact that it's 30 degrees.
Yeah, they want me to come to ask for help in a suit.
Yeah.
And some hard bottoms and a tie on.
Or maybe I wouldn't need help. You know what I mean? I wouldn't if I didn't need help, I wouldn't be here. So maybe that's what I have. Like, it's just so fucking hypocritical and stupid.
Right.
Like maybe they don't have a fucking suit. Like,
right.
Who knows?
And look what happened in Louisiana, New Orleans when that hurricane came, man. Our people really suffered from that. We was the ones who were stuck in that what was that, Superdome? That's what it's called? Yeah. The Superdome for that time being in there.
They say I had a friend who was locked up. He said he was in there with a dude that was in Louisiana during the hurricane.
Oh,
so
yeah?
they left a lot of dudes in the jails, and it flooded like the first 3 floors.
Damn.
So when the water had left,
came in, yeah.
You smell all the dead bodies and everything.
That's our people, man. And if you go to Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana right now, they got what they call gentrification out there, man. They done flooded that area out, got all the niggas out of New Orleans, and now they're making it a suburb, man. Look what happened in Haiti. Nobody came to the Haitians' rescue when that hurricane came. The earthquake, Salakia, the earthquake came. Nobody came to their rescue. There was no pray for Haiti. I think the Clinton administration had a fund for them Haitians. But if you ask, say it again?
Clinton program.
Clinton program, yeah. But if you ask them Haitians, they never saw none of that help, man. The Red Cross ain't do nothing for the Haitians over there. So we're the people that's oppressed here, man. You think if a natural disaster came to Elizabeth, that they gonna have they gonna send the FEMA troops and the Red Cross over here to help you out? Hell no. The governor and mayor of this town ain't gonna do a damn thing for y'all, man. They gonna turn Elizabeth into a suburb. And that's how they mean by making America great again. By getting rid of you so-called black Latino Americans, putting y'all back in slavery, man. And that's why we out here telling y'all I need to wake up and realize who y'all enemy is, man. Cause you know what? These Edomites and other nations, they can walk up and down y'all hoods and not feel any fear, no problem. But let you even drive through one of the suburban towns, you're getting pulled over. And if they don't arrest you, they're gonna hit you with mad tickets for the sake of it. Just cause you came through here, man.
In Inglewood, you know, that's majority Jake, basically nothing but Jake. They have they're raising the rent there because they're building the new Rams stadium there. So so that's basically gentrification right there. They moving everybody out.
Right.
Right. You talking about the poor? Psalms 9 verse 13. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble which I suffer of them that hate me.
Right.
Now,
Who hates you? These other nations hate you. Hey brother, what's your nationality? What's your nationality?
My what?
Your nationality?
Dominican.
Dominican? You're from the tribe of Simeon.
Simeon. All right, that's good.
You knew that?
I love that.
You knew it?
I saw it here like a few months ago.
Right. So you gotta come back to the Lord, man. You gotta keep the Lord's statutes and commandments.
All right. Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
The Lord wants you to return, man. That's what we out here for, to teach our people.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Did you see that sign right there?
This one?
No, the one over there. That's ultimately the one with the fire. That's ultimately coming to America.
Yeah.
The Lord's going to send his chariots along with the ICBM missiles to destroy this place.
Wow.
But first what's going to happen is that FEMA right there, the FEMA troops,
Yeah.
they're going to come in here and try to put this place in order. There's going to be a curfew here. If you get caught in the streets,
Yeah.
you're going to be put in those FEMA camps.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to wake up our people and let them know that this stuff is coming.
Right.
Esau, the so-called white man, is not your friend. He came here. He gave you the name Dominican. Before they came over to the Dominican Republic, that's not what your name was.
Yeah.
You wasn't speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Do you know what you were speaking before you were speaking Spanish? Your ancestors?
Hebrew.
Exactly.
Hebrew.
right.
So we got to turn back to our roots, man.
Our roots.
Yes.
Original roots.
Right. The so-called Haitians, they're your brothers, man.
The Tainos used to call the father Yahya.
Yeah.
When they used to pray to the father,
Yeah.
they used to say Yahya, short for Yahweh, Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So even in the church, so that's the fathers. We used to pray to that name.
All right.
You know, and the Jibaros. You ever heard about the Jibaros in the mountains?
Jibaros, yeah.
The
That's in
Jibaros,
Puerto
man.
Rico.
Yeah, the
Puerto Rico mountains.
Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans and the Cubans, son lo mismo.
Lo
Even the
mismo.
flags, the Puerto Rican Cuban flag, they're lo
right.
mismo, man. We're
All
the
right.
same people, the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
That's good. You came here before. I remember your face, man.
All right.
Yeah, but like I said, this is what we ultimately out here for, man, to wake up our people. Keep going.
We're at the
Yeah.
bottom.
see, we talk about the poor. What's that? That I may show forth all thy praise, and the gates of the daughter of Zion, I will rejoice in thy salvation. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made.
Right, the heathen is stuck down the pit that they made. This place that the fact that they spilled the blood of the black, Latino, Native Americans, they made a pit for themselves. Because the Lord said they touched the apple of his eye, man. Even though the Lord set it up to be that way as a punishment, but the fact that they did it, all these other nations, starting with Esau, they took that baton and ran with it, man. They did so much wicked. The Lord was like, damn. Even though he put the spirit on them to do it, the Lord still was like, damn, our people are jacked up here. Esau did all types of wickedness here. He's turning out men homosexuals, man. He's pumping in our TVs to be homosexuals. You got that new show, Empire. They got gay stuff in that show just for the sake of it, man. There's scenes in it that didn't even need to be in there. They didn't even go along with the storyline of the show, but he just had to throw some gayness in there. You got these homosexual football players now, basketball players. What was that dude named? Jason Collins? Jason Williams, what was his name?
Jason Collins.
Jason Collins. They celebrated him for coming out the closet. You know it's wrong to be homosexual if you coming out of a closet. Yeah, you gotta be secret about it. You know it's wrong.
Michael Sam had got the Courage Award.
Yeah, the Courage Award. What they gave Bruce Jenner the Woman of the Year.
Got him. He got
How you give a man the Woman of the Year award, man? Why are you even celebrating a Woman of the Year?
Shouldn't even be a man of the year.
It shouldn't be a man of the year. Because if you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you're not a man. Because that's the ultimate duty of a man, is to serve the Lord and keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So if you're not doing that, you damn sure don't deserve a man of the year award. Keep going.
The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, and the net which they hid is their own foot taken. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Haggiayin. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all nations that forgot God. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever.
That part again said the wicked is going to be turned to hell?
Yeah, verse 17. The wicked shall be turned into hell.
Right, the wicked is going to be turned to hell. Because what? This place right here is hell for you so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, man. And that hell goes back to captivity, slavery. Right. Because that's what ultimately hell is, being a slave. And it says that the wicked is going to be turned into hell, man. This place is that place that people think is going to be, this is the place that people think hell is, burning forever and ever. When that happens right there, the thermonuclear missiles come, this place is going to be turned into what y'all think hell is. And 2/3 of our people are going to burn up here in hell, man. But ultimately, the wicked is going to be turned into captivity, man. The same thing we went through, Esau's going to get that double, man. These other nations are going to get that double, man. And they're going, and Esau's going to get it for 1,000 years, but the other nations are going to get that forever, man. They're going to be serving slavery forever, man. They're going to be giving us their riches forever. And ultimately, why? Because like we bring out in Ezra, the place was made for our sake, man. These other nations was made for our sake. But we know what? Majority of our people not even thinking they're kings and princesses, man. We're stuck in that slave mentality. We think that this is the way to live, man. This ain't living. If you can't wake up and be happy, oh, they say what? Oh, thank God that you live to see another day in hell. You still gotta worry about the bills that need to be paid. Right. Y'all out here busting y'all asses to buy a children's gift for a holiday that the Bible says do not celebrate, man.
That's right.
Y'all doing it for the kids. That don't make any sense. The Lord said don't do it. The Lord wasn't even born December 25th. And most of y'all know that.
There was no December 25th.
The Lord does not care about Christmas. Like the brother brought out earlier, he said do not cut a tree and put it in your house. Y'all don't even know what that tree represents. Brother brought out earlier, it represents the rod of Nimrod, the penis of Nimrod. But you know the Catholic Church integrated it to make it mean Christmas now, and y'all celebrate it. The Lord is against all that. And that's part of the reason why y'all in slavery today. But y'all don't think y'all slaves, man. Keep going.
And for the needy should not always be forgotten, the expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men.
Right. And Esau knows Esau is jealous because he knows who we are, man. They're jealous of our melanin. That's why they try to extract it out of us, man. They try to take our melanin out of our skin, man. Because they inwardly are jealous of that. They miss their melanin, man. Esau knows he's a beast. That's why they always walking around with their face shaven. They try to hide their identity. They trying to get their inheritance back, man. But they lost that. They sold it. It's gone. You're not getting it back. You're not getting the kingdom of heaven, man. That's why they try to get rid of you Blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, man. Because they think if we can get rid of them, the Lord might choose us. But even if that was even the case, which would never be, he would damn sure not pick Esau. These other nations still got their melanin. Except from Gooks. But even in Japan and China, there's some dark-skinned gooks over there. But Esau wants to do what? Turn the whole world white. Look what he did to the Russian icons over there. He painted the faces of them, man. Like we always say, if this place lasted another 100 years, Michael Jordan would be white. Michael Jackson would be white. Kobe Bryant, Tupac would be white. Biggie Smalls would be white. They'll say that they invented hip-hop. Yeah, they invented basketball, but what happened? Jake got in there and totally revised the game. They got to make laws and rules because of the way Jake was playing. They was making Allen Iverson change his appearance because they didn't like the fact that he was coming there like how Negroes come to basketball games. They want him to come in a suit and tie, but they allow these homosexuals to come to the game with their clothes all cut up, wearing purses and shit. That's fine though.
You see how Westbrook dressed?
Yeah, the way Westbrook drinks like a damn freak. That's fine for them. They can come and do that, because you know what? At home they laugh at that.
And it's just wild that they basically reward people or give them reward people for being themselves, for having the courage enough to be themselves. That's what they call it when they gave Bruce Jenner his award, or when they gave the other Michael Sam dude his award. So it's okay for them to be themselves. You reward that. But someone like Allen Iverson, who came from the slums, who came from the hood, he's not rewarded. He's chastised for being himself.
Right.
So it's ass backwards. How the fuck you want to give them a reward, but we can't be ourselves? All of a sudden it's a problem because we being ourselves. But that vile shit they doing, it's all good. It's beautiful. Come out, be yourself. That makes no fucking sense. Which one is it? Either you gonna be yourself and be rewarded, or you not.
Right. And that's Esau, man. He don't like when Jake be himself, man. Cause Jake is a lively person, man. We have flavor, we have salt. So everything that we do it better than them. And they're, like the scripture says, they're jealous of that, man. They look at us and wish that they had the flavor that we had, man. That's why they use us for their entertainment. But you know what? It goes back, also included in that, I mean, our people want to stick here and keep going with Esau's agenda, man. But that's why the Lord says, bring it out.
Micah 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart.
Lord said, rise ye and depart, man. Depart out of Esau's agenda, man. Depart out of Esau's way of thinking. Depart of their ways, man. And he's not talking about actually leave like these Edomites say, or if you don't like it, just leave. He's talking about mentally, man. He's telling you to rise and depart mentally out of the chaos here in America, man. Their way of thinking. Stop trying to walk hand in hand with them, man. Know your enemy, man. They are your enemy. The so-called white man is your enemy.
That's right.
The so-called white man is your enemy. He is not your friend. These other nations are not your friends. Let me piece up.
This is Psalms chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Right, the so-called white man has war in his heart, man. And we're not talking about all white people. We're talking about them Edomites, man. Because you know what? Not every so-called white person is an Edomite. But all you Edomites, all you have is war in your heart, man. All you want to see is the downfall of the so-called black, Latino, Native American man. And that's why we're telling our people, know your enemy, man. Esau is your enemy. They will never be your friend. They will never be that Martin Luther King Jr. dream. He ain't had that damn dream. Matter of fact, that's a damn nightmare. For me to have to walk side by side with somebody who oppressed my ancestors, oppressed my brothers and sisters, I don't want to walk side by side with you. I don't want to call you my friend. I want to see you in the same position you had me in. That's retribution and payback. I want to pay you back how you did me, man. I don't want to hear sorry, because Esau ultimately ain't going to apologize. You get the one or two Edomites like, oh, sorry for what our forefathers did. Man, F that. We don't want to hear you sorry, man. What's up?
No, just to add to that, it just reminded me of an article with Solange, Beyonce's sister, where she, a lot of Edomites buy music and they go to concerts and shit like that. Pretty much one of the reviewers was like, she was talking a lot of pro-black shit, and he pretty much told her don't bite the hand that feed her. Like pretty much you should tone some shit down because this is your audience and you might be offending them. And she pretty much wrote more music about it, but she was on some fuck that shit. And it's just the type of attitude, like who the fuck says that? You biting the hand that feeds you. Like, first of all, we shouldn't even be in this situation to begin with. But I gotta praise you, and I gotta, be okay with whatever the fuck you got going on because you pay for some shit because I'm your entertainment.
Right.
So I gotta, man, fuck that. And she wasn't with that shit.
Right, and that's how people, man. A lot of people do that. They dumb down their music. They soften their music because you know what? They want to please their masters, man. That's why it reminds me of that movie, Undercover Brother. Neil Patrick Diamond was like, I like Will Smith. He raps happy. They don't want to hear people rapping about, oh, fuck Esau. Esau ain't shit. The white man ain't shit. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to get reminded that they did this to our people. They want us to forget about it. But you want us to remember 9/11, the same shit that you caused. You want us to remember that. That don't make no damn sense. They want to give what's that shit
Reparations.
called? No. Yeah, reparations. That's the water. Reparations to the damn Jews because they went through the Holocaust, but that's been proven to be false. They want to give reparations to the damn gooks that went through what was that? World War II? World War II when they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They want to give them reparations, but nobody wants to give the so-called Black Latino Native Americans reparations. They gave the Native Americans a piece of land, and another thing that came out was that I think it was like over 80% of you so-called blacks are really Native Americans, man. And y'all don't own reparations. But they did what? They called y'all black, so they had to pay y'all asses that reparations, man. Come to find out, all my life I thought I was a black man. But came out that my ancestors were Reubenites, Seminole Indians, on both sides. My mom's from South Carolina, my dad's family's from South Carolina. So, I'm not 100% sure I'm a Native American, but it makes sense, because that's where my people came from. Through the spirit, I know I'm an Israelite. I can't prove it on paper, but through the spirit, I know I'm an Israelite. But according to Esau, y'all supposed to give the Native Americans reparations because y'all took their land. You think Esau's gonna do that? Like the scripture says, war is in their heart, man. They don't want to see y'all build. You see what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You see what happened in Rosewood, Florida, when that damn Edomite lied and said that she got raped by a so-called black man. They burnt down the whole city of Rosewood. It was so wicked that they went to other cities that had nothing to do with it and put you black men to death, man. Black and Native American men to death. Because war is in their heart. And they say we preach hate. We preach truth, man. Is it true or not that they did this to us? And why would we hate the people that did this to us? And that continually kill our people every day, man. And that's what happens, man. Our people, we want to keep the truth from our kids. We want to tell our kids, don't hate the so-called white man. What you're doing is blinding them for who their enemy is, man. And they grow up with the same mentality as you. And guess what? They get put to death. You're not telling them that, yo, the so-called white man is your enemy. Stay away from them. Don't intermingle with them. Don't marry them. Don't make kids with them. Because at the end of the day, they don't have any good intentions for you, man. You got something? You got something, right?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 29. I started 12, verse 12. That thou shouldst enter into the covenant with the Lord thy God, and into his oath, which the Lord thy God maketh with thee this day, Israelites, that he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, and that he may be unto thee a God, as he has said unto thee, and as he has sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob.
Stop right there. That's the forefathers of our people, man. The Lord said he's going to make you, he said, read it from the top again.
He may establish thee to be a people unto himself.
A people to himself, man. He didn't say a world of y'all to himself. He said a people. Who is that people? You so-called black, Latino, Native Americans, man. Y'all the people to the Lord, man. The Lord does not care about these other nations. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. The Lord does not care about these other nations. They're not his people. He said, I show my statutes unto Jacob. You get that. Psalms 139. He says that y'all are his people, man. Keep going.
Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath.
He said, not only to you did I make this covenant and this oath, man. He didn't make this covenant and oath with no other nation. Go ahead.
But with him that standeth here with us this day before the Lord our God, and also with him that is not here with us this day. For ye know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt.
And that when he said that, he was talking about through generations, man. Because the people that wasn't there that day, we weren't, you know, in this body was not standing there in that day when the Lord was talking to the people. But he said the people that's not here this day, so that covenant and that oath continued on to us here today. And Lord forbid this place continues, but that covenant will still be with us. But even in the kingdom, we're going to be underneath that covenant, man. We're going to underneath that oath, that we're his people. The Lord changes not, man. He's not going to change his mind and do away with the nation of Israel. If he was going to do it, he would have been did it. He would let Esau wipe us the hell out, man. That's why they say, oh, Esau, we all got Edomite blood in us. That don't make sense. You can't have two nations of people blood running through your veins. You're either one nation or you're the other nation, man. Right. The Lord separated nations. He ain't say, okay, through time, I'm gonna mix the nations in together. No. As your forefathers go back to Hebrew Israelite, you're a Hebrew Israelite, man. Keep reading. Got it yet?
And ye have seen their abominations and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them. Lest there should be among you man or woman or family or tribe whose heart turneth away this day from the Lord our God to go and serve the gods of these nations. Lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood. That's basically like, that's what's going on. You good? Yeah, that's what's going on now. That's what's going on now. You have these, you have our people basically serving these other gods of these nations, man. Forgetting the covenant that he made in Egypt, the first deliverance. So now we in a situation now, due to all the idol worship and all the abominations over time after Egypt and up to now. It's still going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, we're gonna bring the priest up.
Yeah, kind of, this is cause the brother's talking about, you know, everybody talking about something they had Edomite blood in them, the case may be. Understanding that it goes through your seed's father, and that it goes according to the seed of thy father, and that the Most High, like the brother's going into, you know what I'm saying? You gotta actually look at the days of old, because everybody talking about forget the past, forget what was done to us when that was spiritual, and that actually really happened. But it's Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 7. Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. And then it says, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? It's like the brother's going to, man. Like the brother brung out, you know, the Most High, the earth was created for our sake. And then the brother's going into, you know, the other nations are unto spittle. So this is the reason why we're at the bottom and every other nation does hate us. You know?
Because the other nations know that we are the Lord's chosen people. But our people are the only people that's lost about that, man. And while we out here, they look at us as fools by saying that we're Israelites. First and foremost, what else you got to lose by believing in this, man? Your ancestors been thinking y'all were black, Latino, Native Americans since, you know, Esau got over here. And it's got you nowhere. Y'all been believing in white Jesus since they got over here. It's got you nowhere. But we out here telling y'all are the princes of power, and y'all look at us like we're fools. It takes 5 cops to arrest 1 Jake, man. You gonna tell us that we're not powerful? And this is in a low state that we're in, man. These cops fear us. That's why they putting bullets in us. As soon as we sneeze, they pop us. Oh, he was reaching for a gun. They don't do that to these other nations. And also because we're under the curses, but at the end of the day, they fear us, man. That's why Esau, all they got is their gun, man. Like Pop said on Friday, you tell an Edomite, put your gun down and fight him like a real man, he ain't gonna do it. His pride might make him do it, but ultimately he got that, his heart is beating fast as hell because you know he's about to get his ass whooped. That's why they go and join these MMAs. That's why they go and join these gyms, man. Because physically, they cannot beat us, man. That's why the Lord gave them the gun, the sword, because that's all they have, man. That's the power behind them. Because without that gun, without that sword, Esau is back to being a base man.
Right.
Bring that up.
This is Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word to Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Khan, the Lord said he shows his word unto Jacob and his statutes unto Israel, man. Israel represents you black, Latino, Native Americans. Go ahead.
He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Read that again.
He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them.
The Lord said he showed you his word and his statutes unto Israel, man. In any other nation, he has not dealt so with them like that. So, what does that mean? These other nations shouldn't even be picking up the Bible. These other nations shouldn't even be talking about God, man. Because ultimately, they don't even have the Lord's name. They know him as Al-Shadia, a demon-like power. Because you know what? That's what he is to them. He's terrible unto them, man. But the Lord loves us. We brought that out. Malachi 1 from the top. He says, I loved you. Because how he loved you? He showed you his words. He didn't have to talk to y'all. He didn't have to give y'all the law. That's an oath. That's a covenant. That's an agreement between us and him. He didn't have to do that. But he loved us and he did that. He didn't do it with other nations because, like he said, they are spit onto him. They're counted as nothing. That's why we out here trying to tell. That's why we out here telling y'all. Y'all the Lord's chosen people, man. Y'all need to wake up to y'all nationality. Because you know what? Y'all have nothing without the Lord. Without the Lord, you're nothing. Y'all count us nothing without the Lord, man.